All right, welcome to yoga. We're going to get started right on time today, standing in mountain pose. Taking a deep breath in, looking up, swinging the arms up, and then an exhale, and just slowly bringing those arms down and bringing the chin to the chest. So just some deep, focused breathing in and out through the nose, using your Ujjayi breathing on that exhale to control the amount of air coming out of the nose. And this is the time to just bring yourself to your breath and bring yourself to your body. Prepare for the class. Good. You can continue that. Just inhaling and exhaling, or if you want, you can also add a little arch, taking the arms back into a Y shape, and then an exhale, bending the knees over the toes, curving the pelvis down, dropping the chin to the chest, and pushing the palms forward. Sweeping the arms back and up, tight glutes, and exhale, pushing and rounding and curving, engaging the belly button towards the spine. So this is a full body breath, all the way to the fingertips, all the way into the heels. Couple more times. Arch, inhale. And round, exhale. Pulling the right elbow back, just like you're pulling like a bow and arrow. Inhale and then switch. Exhale. And you can actually twist your rib cage a little here, keeping the shoulders dropped. Just a little pull that arrow back and switch. And inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Good, let's drop the hands and just take some nice big arm circles. Exhale, inhale. Nice and slow and controlled. I actually feel a little burning in my arms just from this breathing exercise that we're doing. So that's good, generating some heat. Welcome, welcome. If you'd like to turn on your video, you can. We're all friendly. If you want to leave it off, no problem. And let's just hug ourselves. Right elbow on top of left. Woo, maybe a big sigh, and just kind of move the head around in that space you've created between the shoulders, maybe a few circles. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Lift those elbows a little bit. Pull the elbows away from you and maybe do a little gentle twerk right and left to get that upper body, that space right behind the scapula. And maybe a couple tilts. Ooh, yeah, a little teeter-totting here. And let's inhale, open up those arms. Ooh, take the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, and send the pointy finger down, 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 down. Engage the core. Good, open up that chest, and then we'll take a nice inhale and take the left arm on top this time, hugging ourselves, or the opposite, whatever you just didn't do. And the same thing, couple head circles, couple head tilts. Pulling those elbows up and away from the body. A few little twerks right and left, kind of pulling that scapula off the rib cage. Oh. And then a couple of tilts, getting that shoulder up towards the ceiling and then the other shoulder. And then open up the arms. Again, clasping the hands behind and sending the fingers down. Open up the chest, look up this time, chin to the ceiling. And undo the hands, keep the arch, take the hands behind the head. Send the elbows back, tight glutes. Send those elbows back. Maybe a little bit of rocking here, a little tweak, twerking right and left. And come up. Good. Shake those arms out. Woo. Good. That was harder than I thought. Let's take the shoulders around a few times. One way and then the other. And then take the feet a little bit further apart and let's just do a few rib cage circles. So my knees are bent over my toes and I'm just circling the rib cage. My hands are on my waist to kind of identify where the bottom of the rib cage is. And I'm just circling those ribs around. We do this sitting. We're doing it standing today. It should feel like a little standing massage. And then same thing with the pelvis. Let's just circle that a couple times in one direction and a couple times in the other, and maybe just a few little up and downs, getting that tilt, that pelvic tilt. And a few scoops and a few drops and a few scoops and a few drops. Good. Let's take that right knee up, open it and put it down. And then lift it up, bring it back and put it down. So we're lifting the knee up, open, down, up, open, close, down. A few more, like you're stepping over a baby gate. You know those baby gates we used to have when the kids were little? Up and over. Try and do it slow and controlled. If you want to take the arms up or out, or just have them on your waist. Just kind of loosening up the joint, the hip joint. Yeah, the femur in the pelvic girdle there. Good. And let's bend those knees over the toes and straighten and rise up on the toes and lower and bend the knees and straighten and rise and lower. A couple more times. Same thing, little demi-plie. Ooh, snap, crackle, pop. My ankles are popping. And rise and down. And lengthen and rise. And just tread those feet a few times. Just one knee at a time, up and down. Get those calves a little warmed up. And I'm actually just giving myself a little face rub along the jawline right now. Just kind of waking up my face. Maybe a few taps on the sinuses. Gentle taps on the face if you feel like you need to just wake your brain up a little. All right. Because we only have 50 minutes, we're going to jump right in. Do some roll downs. So coming to the back of your mat, coming into mountain pose. Nice, strong and vulnerable mountain, palms forward. We're going to drop the chin to the chest and slowly coming through the upper body, middle back, waistline, coming down into a forward fold. Now, this is really tough for you because it's so early in the class, bend those knees and just rest the elbows and play here for a minute before you get into your first forward fold. Wag that tail, let the head drop. And, use some blocks if you need them. Shake the knees out. Kind of like what we were doing standing, but this time we're doing it forward. And then take a few Big bending of the legs, taking weight into the hands, and then coming back up into forward fold. And you don't even have to straighten the legs all the way. You can come to like a mini bend or a micro bend, and then just come right back down. But we're loosening up the knee joint, yeah, and we're also stretching the hamstrings. Just play with coming in and out of that forward fold. And when you finally find a spot where you think you can maybe hang out for a minute, quiet your mind and just take 3 deep breaths in forward fold. Good. On that exhale, come on down and walk the hands out and come into all fours. So let's take that right leg out and up, and let's take the left arm out and up. And just breathe here. Flex that back heel. Energy through the fingertips. Lift that leg towards the ceiling. And we're going to do 3 contractions here. Bringing the knee to the forehead. Inhale back into bird dog pose. Exhale, knee to forehead. I'm slicing my elbow along my rib cage. And I'm struggling to keep my balance. And that's the challenge. And then come back to bird dog and hold. And on the exhale, come on down. Just come into prayer for a minute. Dropping the forehead down onto the ground, pelvis dropping to the heels. And then rock forward into a little mini cobra. And maybe a couple more times, just loosening up. Prayer and cobra. Good. And I'll meet you back on all fours. Send the left leg out and the right arm out. Breathe deeply. We're going to do 3 contractions on the exhale. Bringing the forehead to the knee as the right elbow slices by the side of the rib cage. Coming into the bird dog neutral position on the inhale. And then holding for 3 deep breaths. And release back into prayer. Just maybe kind of rock a little bit right and left. Get that lower back stretched out. And let's come into either, let's just come into plank. And just hold plank for about 15 seconds here, just to get a nice heat going. And send the booties up in the air. Let's come into down dog. Play around with that down dog. Should feel good. Some deep breaths, maybe a few sighs. And let's come into plank and do a little plank down dog flow. Inhale into plank. Exhale into down dog. Couple more. And let's just walk those hands back into forward fold. Hang out in forward fold for a minute. Shake it out, shake the head no, shake the head yes. And let's bend the knees over the toes and grab our hands underneath our thighs. On the inhale, you want to pull the arms into the legs, and on the exhale, you want to send the lower back to the ceiling and the chin to the chest. Breathe here. Good. And release those arms. Let's roll to standing. Good. When I just feel like pulling that right knee up to the chest and rotating that ankle a little bit. Now, if you want, you can stay here and just go into a little spinal twist, looking over the right shoulder. If you want, you can also see if you can extend that leg and do a gentle spinal twist. Maybe we're not ready for that yet. Might come back to it. Try the other side. Circling that ankle. Standing spinal twist, just really have to kind of ground your standing leg down into the floor because you're changing your focus. Wow. And it's the focus that really makes the balance. She says as she falls. Okay. Let's take a nice deep breath in, sweeping the arms up. And a nice exhale, dive through. Nice inhale, halfway up into that flat back, and then an exhale into forward fold. I'll meet you in down dog. Find your way there, however you want. We're just gonna lift that right leg for a minute. Send the heel towards the back wall. Hold that leg up. Press all 10 fingers into the floor and root the bottom of the thumb. And when you're ready, step through into runner's lunge. I've got my hands on the inside of that right foot. Doing a little rock here. We're gonna take the elbow up, and the hand is at the back of the head. And the elbow is twisting up, the right elbow. Yes. Right leg forward, right arm up. We're gonna trace a rainbow with that elbow. Forward, down, and across. Almost like you're trying to touch your left armpit with that elbow, and then back up. And a couple more. Just tracing a rainbow. Yes, beautiful. And if you want, just send that arm up just for a minute. And take that knee down onto the floor, untuck the toe, walk the hands up to the knee. Feel that lovely stretch along the front of your pelvis. Maybe take the right arm up, the left arm up, and just lean over the right to the right slightly. And then hands come down and send the pelvis back. Now, instead of having both hands forward, we're gonna open up the right arm and just twist slightly as we try to drop the left elbow down towards the floor. So the torso is trying to reach, the chest is reaching forward as the right arm kind of opens us up. A little funny there, huh? A little different thing. Bring the pelvis forward. Let's tuck the toe and come into the runner's lunge right away. And let's take the arms off the floor along the side of the body, right here. And then we're gonna swing those arms up and come into crescent. Breathe here. Few flows right here, just coming back to that diagonal and then up to the crescent and back to the diagonal. Find the flow of the breath. And hands to the mat, and then a few stretches right here, coming into pyramid. I've got my hands on either side of the foot. Drop, and I'm gonna do a little rocking back and forth here. So I'm gonna lift my front toes off the floor, and then I'm gonna shift the weight and bring my left heel off the floor. And then shift back, lifting my front ball of my foot off the floor, and then shift forward. Do that a couple of times. If you need to use a block on either side of your foot, do that. And when you're ready, bend back into runner's lunge. And I'll meet you in down dog, and then walk the hands back to the feet and roll slowly but surely back to standing. We're gonna do the other side, and then our warm-up will be done. Nice deep breath. And a dive. And a halfway up. And a release. And walk the hands out to down dog. And here we go on the left. So let's just lift that left leg up for a bit. Feel the strength of that standing leg. Try to get that heel close to the floor. Press out of the hands and the arms. The left heel is reaching towards the ceiling. Try to have equal weight between both arms. And when you're ready, swing it through to the outside of the hands, into runner's lunge, little rock and roll here. And let's take that elbow to the hand to the back of the head and the elbow up to the ceiling. Just give yourself a nice stretch here for a second. When you're ready, trace that rainbow forward and across. And extend the arm, feel that length. Hand comes down, knee comes down, toe untucks, walking the hands up to the thigh. Giving yourself a little massage here, and then taking that right arm up. Big inhale, exhale, slight lean to the left. Good. Recover. Hands come to the mat. We flex that foot and send the pelvis back. And then we're opening up the left arm as we send the chest down and try to bend the elbow, the right elbow towards the floor. And coming forward. Hands to the mat. Tuck the toe and lift the knee. Using your core, send the chest up and over the thigh. Arms are back. And then when you're ready, swing them up into crescent. And we're going to do our flow. Forward, into the diagonal, crescent, diagonal, crescent, hands to the mat, and back to down dog. And you can walk the hands to the feet or the feet to the hands, whatever feels good. A little shake, little release. Find your way to standing. Slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. And get some water and we'll do our pranayama. Okay. Great. So 20 breaths. Play with your arms. I've been doing the hugging lately and I've been really liking it. But you can always do the standard lift and prayer. And you can also do a little version of the bow and arrow if you want, that we did earlier with the rib cage. Maybe I'll try that today. Whenever you're ready, 20 breaths. Three more. Inhales, interlace the fingers, send the palms to the ceiling. Look up. Ooh. Look down. Walk the shoulders up the ladder one at a time. Right, left, right, left, right, left. Oh, one more step. Right, left. And release. Good. Excellent. Let's just hold the outside of the right foot and we'll do a little quad stretch. So I'm tucking the pelvis slightly, sending the top of the knee to the floor. My left arm comes up. So we're starting just with an easy quad stretch. Well, it's not so easy. Let's be real. Standing on one leg is not natural, except unless you're a flamingo. Let's channel the flamingo and let's go into dancer flamingo. So lift that leg a little higher. Take the torso forward if you want a little bit. Push the top of the foot into the hand. And see if you can come out of it with grace. That's always my biggest challenge, the grace. Try the other side. So I like to just tuck the pelvis slightly, then send the top of the knee to the floor. That gives me that really great quad stretch. I'm pushing my hand into my foot into my hand, which also makes me have to hold the leg, which, you know, strengthens my arm. Right arm is up. Dancing flamingo. Tilt slightly, lift the leg slightly. Try to keep the quad facing down towards the floor, still the knee facing down. And release. Ooh, that feels good. Let's try a number 4, just because I really need that glute stretch. Ooh, yeah, that feels good. Maybe we just rest the elbows on the leg and see if we can hold our hands in prayer. Just really sending that knee down towards the ground, lengthening through the spine, lifting the belly button towards the rib cage, towards the spine. And then if you want, grab that leg and see if you can stand it up. That feels so good. And a little baby rock. Little rock. Good. Other side. I think it just made up a yoga pose. 4 with prayer arms. I don't know. It reminds me of the Thinker, the statue, the Thinker, Rodin's Thinker. I don't know. It's the yoga version of that. I think the key is to send that elbow into the knee. Ooh, when you do that, you get an extra special glute stretch. Pushing that knee down towards the floor. And then see if you can just slowly come to standing. And a little rock. Beautiful. All right. Let's just do a few standing abs while we're here. I'm gonna shift my weight onto my left. My right leg is gonna be coming off the floor, so I have just a gentle toe touch. Hands, let's do goalpost hands. Inhale. On the exhale, we're gonna tilt the rib cage towards the knee, the elbow taps and comes up. Let's do 5. That was 1, 2, 3. I want you to try and hold the elbow to the knee for a second. 4, 5. Good. The standing leg should also be feeling a little fired up because you're really balancing. 5 on the other side. Crunch the rib cage as well as bringing the knee up. So both are working. It's not just the leg and it's not the elbow. It's the actual torso that's bringing the elbow to the knee. So the arms really stay in that position. Lord, my balance is harder on this side. Okay, good. Let's come into goddess. Spread those legs out, toes out, and let's settle in. Yeah, if you want, you can take your hands to the knees. Let's reach to the right arm over and right knee bent. Coming back through prayer and switch. We'll just do a little dynamic flow here. Down, out, and down, out. Now, if you want to add a really big shift of weight, you can actually come onto the standing leg and then shift back to both. Come on to the standing leg, shift. Inhale, down. Inhale, and if you really want to challenge, you can bring that leg off the ground and off and hold and hold. 2 more. And I'll meet you in Goddess. Take the hands to the knees. Bring the right shoulder forward. And the left. And the right. And the left. Take the toes forward. Slide the hands down the legs. Grab hold of those ankles. Give yourself a gentle pull into a pyramid stretch. Big breath. And let's actually come down onto our knees right here. All right. Hands underneath our shoulders. We're going to take the right arm out, and then we're going to take, what did I do? We're going to take the right arm under, send the pelvis back. There was something I did once before, but now I can't remember, and it was so good. Well, in any case, let's just take this left leg back and look over our left shoulder. I had another, oh, I know. Come to me. Come back up. We'll do the other side, and then we'll do the thing that I had forgotten. Left arm up, weave it through. Right leg comes up, pops up. Look over your right shoulder. Good. Take the left leg out to the side, toes pointing up. Send the weight slightly back. Now take the right arm up. Actually, no. Take the left arm up. Left leg and left arm are out. Weave the left arm under and take the right arm off the ground, reaching up. Woo! If you want, if this is too much, you can leave the right hand on the floor, but I like opening up even more. Try the other side. Come on out, switch legs. Right leg goes out, toes forward. Right arm goes out. Inhale, exhale, weave that right arm under. Place the cheek on the floor. Send the pelvis back and then open up the left arm. And come on up. Good, let's actually stay on this left knee and just take a little gate pose. Swooping the left arm up and over. And recover, other side. Inhale, exhale over. All right, good. Meet you in all fours. We're gonna do a set of push-ups here, and then we're gonna get into a little flow. Come on top of your thighs, so on top of your knees, heels are reaching towards your glutes. 3 push-ups, 1, 2, 3, tuck the toes, come into down dog, lift that right leg, step it through, drop the back heel, and let's come into warrior 1. Square the hips. See if you can lift up a little bit. And then just gently open up the hips and see if you can come into warrior two. From here, we're going to go into half moon. So if you need a block, place it in front of you. Push off that back leg. Come into half moon on the right side. Left leg is up. Sorry, I have to check this. Okay. And then from half moon, here's the challenge. We're going to drop the left side of the pelvis and come into warrior three. Lifting the back into warrior three. That's the hardest transition, is to get into warrior three from down below. And then let's just reverse into warrior one. And then do a little flow through. Hands to the mat. Down dog. You can stay in down dog, or you can do a little chaturanga. Cobra. Down dog. Lift the left leg. Step it through. Drop the back heel. Warrior one, opposite side. Lift the chest. Square those hips. Make sure the heel of the front foot is shooting towards the arch of the back. Round the outside of the back foot, the pinky side of the foot towards the mat. Inhale, transition into warrior two. Flatten out the pelvis. Sink a little deeper. Right here, push off that back leg. I'm gonna adjust myself and come into half moon. Lifting that leg off the ground. The right arm is off the ground. You can have your hand up in the air or on the waist. And then when you're ready, you want to flip that pelvis down, and then the right side of the pelvis down, and then walk the hands into warrior three. I like walking the hands up the standing leg. Somehow that makes it seem like it's easier. And then drop gracefully into warrior one. And then hands to the mat. And do your flow. Excellent. Let's lift that right leg and swing through to pigeon. Just gonna do a little hip opener. Inhale, arch. Exhale, lower the chest to the floor. Inhale, arch. Tuck that back toe. Send it back to down dog. Other side. Left leg comes up. Swing it through to pigeon. Inhale, arch. Exhale, chin to the floor. Inhale, arch. Tuck the toe. Back to down dog. One more time. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, swing it through to pigeon. Inhale, arch. Exhale, chin to the floor. Inhale, arch. Tuck the toe back to down dog. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, pigeon. Inhale, arch. Exhale, chest. Inhale, arch. Exhale, down dog. Let's drop onto our knees and bring our blocks with us. Moving right into camel. Inhale, squeeze the hands and the shoulders behind you. Chin to chest. Exhale, press the pelvis up and release the head. And recover. All right, guys, come on down to your backs. Hug the knees to your chest. Circle those knees a few times. To the right, and then to the left. We're just gonna do a short set of abs here. Shake out those legs. Take the legs up in the air. Bring the arms above the head. Inhale. Exhale, reach for the toes. Inhale, hold. Exhale, come a little bit higher and try to touch those toes. Inhale, release back down to the floor. Exhale, reach. Inhale, hold. Exhale, higher. Inhale, release. Exhale, reach. Inhale, hold. Exhale, higher. Inhale, release. 2 more sets. Let's lower those legs to the floor for a count of 8. Palms come down to the mat. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the feet up towards the glutes. Inhale, hands are down by your sides. Exhale, press the feet into the floor. Come into bridge. Let's go ahead and lift that right leg off the floor and send the heel to the ceiling. Breathe. On the exhale, bring it down with control. Send the left leg up. On the exhale, bring it down. Lift the pelvis a little higher. Walk the pelvis up the ladder. Right side, left side. Right side, left side. One more step. Right side, left side. Look at how much higher you are. Feel how strong you are. Slowly, slowly, slowly bring that pelvis down to the floor. And then hug those knees one more time to the chest. Let the knees fall to the right. Look over your left side. And recover, send the knees to the left, look over your right. And just for one last lower back stretch, let's send those legs up and over the head, walking the hands up the back, coming into plow. Breathe. You can take your hands down on the mat also, palms down. And then slowly keeping your legs close to your face for as long as possible. Bring the legs back to L and then lower them down. Good. Happy baby, grab hold of those toes and just do a little rock here, trying to get that lower back down to the ground. And maybe you want to straighten those legs and see if you can do that, rocking that back and forth. Good. Now you are welcome to take yourself into a deep relaxation at this point, but I will be closing my portion of the class. I invite you to do whatever you need to do to honor the work that you've done today with a deep relaxation. From me to you, namaste. Thank you so much for coming. Next week, we will do restorative yoga for our last class of 2021. Bye, everyone.